Buffalo Springfield once said, "It's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down." And you're right. What is that sound? It's the McLaren of Higgsy as he leaves the pit. This is RPM Esports. This is Thursday night. You're in prime time. And what do you say? What does Thursday night mean? It means Friday's tomorrow, but it also means Premier Division racing. I am joined by the great, the goated, the fourth position runner last night, the McLaren Supremo. It's Kieran. Hello, Kieran. Good evening.
Hello. It's great
Nice
to be
have
back.
you, Kieran. Absolutely. It's been a while. We were in a very crowded commentary box last week. A massive lack of air conditioning for anyone who doesn't know. I feel like after the race, you and Inorganic wouldn't speak to me too much. I sweat quite a lot, and in that intimate commentary box, I really struggled with it. And yeah, but it's nice to be back in a less crowded commentary box.
Yeah.
Now, Kieran, as the absolute expert, everyone who is watching right now will know that I am no expert. I can teach you how to drive the lap badly. Kieran, what can we look out for tonight at Imola?
Well, I just saw Evil spin, so we can expect to see lots of spins and Volcano spin as well. But I think lots of track limits, lots of penalties, and maybe a safety car.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. It's I found the difference from traction control to medium traction control, and obviously I had to do gears as well, which I'm used to doing kind of GT gears. So we're talking about Mercedes GT4s, etc. God, you have to go up the gears fast and you have to come down them quick. And if you unsettle the car on the curbs, which is very easy to do here because you have to attack them, you're in for a bit of trouble. I'm just going to quickly go to chat, Kieran. We got F1 Widow, the F1 royalty. Good evening, everyone. Nice to see F1 Widow. Zabiaka, good luck on comms. We don't need luck. We've got Kieran. Ivor saying, good evening, comms, Miss Widow and Zab. Well, Ivor, you've covered it off, but you've got a few more people to say good evening to now. Steve-O joins us, who took the fastest lap last night. Got a little bit unlucky, as I understand, in the race. I couldn't quite see it from all the 45 seconds back I was from you. Westy, nice to see you again. Come on, the McLarens, he says. I know he's a big fan of Glassy. Nice to see you along and watching. And Colin, of course, your fellow Scot. Well, Colin, fastest at the moment. You've picked a good bet there. And Ivor saying Colin is on his own tonight. Luke has King's Day. Yeah, absolutely. Luke, who was at prom last week, King's Day this week. He's out of control with his celebrations at the moment. But fair enough. I would like to say Backer's at King's Day, but Backer has left Premier Division. He's got a broken wrist and he's going to be joining you in Championship Division.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
If you like records such as You Spin Me Round Like a Record.
That was an NXT song.
Well, Entity and Backer are very close. And often too much when they're spinning. Inorganic, someone you might know well, Kieran, says, hi everyone, hi Mr. Jones and hi Kieran. Hi Inorganic, driver of the week last week. Kieran won't like to hear that, but also nominated for this week. Watch out, Kieran. Quinn saying last to first as always, as he has retired from the session. I hope to see that, Quinn. And Inorganic saying good luck to the Alpha Romeo boys and Higgsy. So you've heard it here first, Kieran. The Alfa Romeo boys will not be finishing the race, and neither will Higgsy. Will have a triple retirement.
I have a feeling that Davey will disconnect.
Yeah, I really hope he doesn't. He's been so impressive this year. It'd be nice to see him get to the end of the race, get a good result and do well, as I see Sminotler actually just looking at the leaderboard as Dragos comes to the line and sets a 1:18.0. Sminotler 1:17.1 on mediums. That's a seriously impressive time.
Yeah, can't wait to see what he does on the softs. So just seen Volcano go flying off at the first corner. I'm
Oh yeah,
surprised he
I've
didn't
just
DNF.
and Zabiaka just went past him actually. Zabiaka, who told me he wasn't racing tonight. I feel like he's been pulling my leg a little bit there because I'm literally watching him go through the hairpin now. He's sitting in my car from last night, which albeit had no damage, but the engine might be a little bit off the pace. It got very cold last night with the severe lack of acceleration. Zabiaka gets all out of shape, and well, he's probably heard me on the comms and gone, I'll do what Jones does so well, drive like a nutcase. I'm going to go on board with Evil Master. Actually, you know, he's just on his outlap. I'm on board with Sinful at the moment. Inorganic saying, my predictions, Colin, Davey and Higgsy. F1 Widow, I'm afraid to say to you, Colin will be retiring tonight. Richie saying, I'm going to try and do this, Richie. The only language I can speak other than English is German, so this is going to go horribly wrong. Buonasera ragazzi. Ciao Italia, Forza Ferrari. Clearly you can see from what I said there, those of you that don't understand Italian, that Richie is supporting Mercedes tonight. Zabiaka saying, I swear I forgot how to drive. That's me every week, Zab. Richie saying, bravo, thank you very much. I don't know if you know any Italian, Kieran?
Ciao.
Look at that, like a true professional. That's why they call him Mr. Worldwide. Quinn saying, I've forgotten how to drive too, Zab. Well, Quinn, I'm going to let you in on a secret right now as I can see your name greyed out. You can't drive at the moment. God, I'm feeling so sassy tonight. So, Quinn. Not Quinn. I'm getting confused by the last comment. Kieran. Predictions for tonight. Actually, as Andrew is currently on provisional pole, as we've been messing around, 15.8. Very, very impressive. What's your predictions for tonight?
Colin, believe it or not, I go Evil and Volcano.
No, I really like that. I think Evil's got the pace. It'd be nice to see him show more than the one lap pace we know he's got. He's been there in a race a few times and made a mistake. It'd be nice to see Evil really live up to his probably his own expectations, but certainly ours. I think that's a nice prediction. I'm going to go. Colin, as always, will be on the podium, but I'm going to go for Maggot, and I'm going to go Davey. A bit of a redemption arc here tonight. He's had some problems with connection in recent times, so it'd be nice to see him go. I'm going on board with him now as he's about to start his next lap. Stebo saying, Jones, are you German? Only in my dreams, Stebo. Quinn, the pit is always looking very nice and quality. I don't know if I was focusing on that, sorry. Zab, you want to have fun watching me there? I'm struggling to keep up with all of this, Kieran. You've got the younger brain. This one's more for you. And no one for Evil. Well, Evil Master, I can tell you right now, on Bet RPM, the prime betting services across Europe, and actually it is expanded to other continents now. It is also the biggest betting application in North America. I hear from good services, services, good sources. They've got you on 4-1 tonight for the win. So I'm sure Inorganic will be putting his bets on. Inorganic saying hopefully Davey's connection stays good. So we've heard it here first. Davey is going to disconnect imminently. Every time I go for Inorganic, he has got predictions right before. And Backer saying Evil's going well. I see why I got demoted. The words that come to mind, Backer, are finally. Oh, Ivor's the first to take to the Bet RPM app. I only know this as I get the 10% transaction fee it tells you when you put your bet on seems to end up straight in my wallet. How odd. He's put 10 quid on Evil at 4-1. I like that bet. We like a gamble, don't we?
Yeah.
Now, Kieran, talking of gambles, you think anyone will go for the soft tonight?
I think the way Premier Division drivers drive, I will be expecting a safety car. Especially that Entity's racing. So I think soft. I think some people will rely on a safety car.
Yeah, maybe go for the alternate strategy. And as you said, Entity, an alternate thinker as always. You say you should go point in the right direction through corners. I've seen Entity go backwards through many corners, and I got nothing but respect for him for that. If you're watching this back, Entity, it's only because I'm sure you gave me some. Yeah, I can see he's in track now. It's a wet race. Oh wait, no, it's just my tears. You might have a bit of extra grip then, because a bit of salty tears on the track there, Mr. Entity. Maybe we'll actually finally see you pointing in the right direction. We've got RVDM. That's Richard Van. Let me know if I'm pronouncing this right. Van der Meiden. At least one of the Van der Meiden brothers has the right priorities. Yeah. I'm very disappointed in Luke tonight, especially as our highest paid commentator. You'd expect to see him in the lobby, but we'll go on board right now. Colin on a flying lap. We're going to watch the master at work. Richie will love seeing this one. And I've just watched that first few corners there. Get rid of Colin. I'm thinking, I really can't drive when I watch Colin. As Andrew, 15.5, that's a very, very impressive lap, and he's extended the margin out in front to Maga, who has promoted himself to second, 5 tenths behind. It's very, very close in behind, 2 tenths separating the next 4 drivers. And Zab saying, damn, Huss looks strong. Clearly Huss is showing off his biceps in the paddock. And Colin, 3 tenths up at the moment, just keeping it within track limits, and he'll come down to the final couple of corners. He'll brake at a 50-metre mark, throw it in left. It goes a little bit wide, takes the curb, but he's going to swing this round. He might have the time just in hand, and he crosses the line, and it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough by 300ths. Andrew retains pole, so I'm going to go on board. Volcano on a lap. There's someone off near him. And I think Volcano's not going to actually improve here. And we might actually see Andrew take a very deserved pole with that time. He looks like he's had a bit of lap time. He joined the comms booth early, maybe ready for the podium chat.
Just so maybe knows where to go.
Yeah, exactly. Volcano pulls into the pit lane. Maggot's going to start a lap. Yeah. Backer saying in chat, Andrew's going to give us a good fight for the win here, and absolutely, what a lap time that is from Andrew. I don't think Colin's going to have enough time to put another lap on the board.
Something I've noticed about Colin
Yep.
is that in the driver's standings, even if he was in the constructor's standings, he would still be leading.
Well, I'd like to say I talk, oh, it's Maggot spins, so Maggot's not going to improve, and he's probably got a bit of rear wing damage there. So I'm going to go on board with Higgsy, who's coming up to a flying lap. Yeah, I mean, Colin has really, really demonstrated his consistency and pace this season. I know I've spoke to him a few times this season about how he races. I try and get tips for myself, and he's, it seems so simple when he says them to me, like, do this, do that. And then I immediately mess it up. But I think the thing with Colin is he's super patient. He waits for his moment to attack, especially because we've got a lot of sprint races this season. I think he plays the mental game of it stronger than any other driver, which is the other thing. He's super consistent, super fast, but yeah, also just I think he knows how to win a championship by now.
I'll be worried if he hasn't.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, that's coming from me, someone who's never got close to a championship. Backer was asking, is Evil improving? I haven't checked. I'll quickly go on board just to check. He is slightly, but I'm going to stay on board with Higgsy because Higgsy is actually half a second up. Evil's only a few hundredths up, so he might pick Maggot for third, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near enough for Colin's time. As Higgsy rounds the final corner, and we'll watch him over to the line with that number 2 Don in his car. And he does go quicker. He loses a bit of time in the final sector, but 16-1.
Evil goes fastest.
And Backer, wow, that must be why you're the supreme leader of RPM, is your official title. Wow, 15-4. Go on, Evil Master. I'm not used to seeing the other Red Bull that high up. I don't know who used to drive it. Usually it was facing backwards, Kieran.
Yeah, I think Red Bull might have had some upgrades on the car for this weekend.
Yeah, especially in the seat.
Yeah, especially with the driver.
Back saying, right, I want everyone to forget I ever drove that car. Yeah. And Dragos improving there as well, but not quite enough to get him up to the pace of Giraffe. And I'd actually say, as Zabiaka has invalidated, that will be our grid. A Red Bull 1-2, Colin third, Maggot in fourth, which I love to see as an Aston Martin driver. I think McLaren will be a bit disappointed with that. I mean, it's super, super tight. From fourth down to 11th, it's 1 second between them. But I think Glassy will be a bit disappointed with that. But maybe he's got it tuned in for a race setup. Quinn also, I see popping it up in chat saying no P17. Yeah, he's starting from 16th. But Quinn, we know, is brilliant in race pace. And Entity also saying he'll take it. I think Entity finishing off in the top 10.
Yeah, I think on ninth.
Now, what I found yesterday from watching your race from miles back on the grid was that about 6 cars went side by side into the first corner. So anything can happen here. Yeah. You just didn't. You just never ended up facing backwards. I never saw you for the rest of the race. I waved you through because I knew you were so much slower. Entity saying, Glassy just wants to analyse my driving more. Entity, I can honestly say none of us want to analyse your driving any more than we have to. Sabiaka say, get in good luck, boys. Yeah, and absolutely, it's going to be a really interesting race. That must be the first time in a while I haven't seen Colin on a pole.
Yeah, I think can really see Red Bull's true pace with the right drivers. Getting a 1-2. Is that the first race without Bakker, or did he miss out on Abu Dhabi as well?
I think he might have missed Abu Dhabi, but Evil wasn't in the permanent seat then. But
Yeah,
I think the I don't know how you feel about this. We've seen Evil a few times reserving. Super quick every time, but makes some mistakes. So it'd be nice to see him have a consistent race and see where he ends up in relation to Colin.
Yeah, I think. I forgot what I was gonna say. Hang on.
I can remind you, trivia. We've
Trivia.
got a formation lap. I'll open the floor to you.
I'm going to the toilet paper trivia you sent me.
And I don't blame you. It's the most exciting trivia. We all love it here.
Yeah. So, how many facts are on here? Oh, it doesn't have numbers. Anyways, during the formation lap.
I was going to say it's usually a number 2, but carry on.
Fact number 1 is the first account of toilet paper use was recorded in 6th century China. If you want to add China to the calendar, it's not too late.
I think that was the original toilet paper trivia. That was the one I first did it on at China, and then I proceeded to talk about it for 5 minutes.
Well, there's China on here again. The Chinese government started mass producing toilet paper rolls by the 14th century.
And again, hygiene is very important. We're sponsored by Pampers over here at RP.
Exactly, the best sponsor there is. The average measurement for the modern toilet paper roll is 10 centimeters wide and 12 centimeters long.
All good stuff to know, Kieran.
Exactly. If everyone in the formation lab wants to take as long as they can to get more trivia in. The average toilet paper roll consists of 333 sheets.
And I think there's possibly one more, because we'll say something for the environment. I think this is the one I sent to you earlier. Number 4 on that list.
The global demand for toilet paper consumes around 30,000 trees daily, or 10 million yearly.
So bear that in mind. We need to save this planet. As people take to the grid, I've got Inorganic in chat saying, Callum says Red Bull are the best. Was Kieran saying something about Callum as a Red Bull driver? Kieran, what were you saying about Callum as a Red Bull driver?
I think it all comes down to the driver, to be honest.
Oh, there we go. That's the family dynamics right there, isn't it?
Well, we've seen, I think Callum and Bakker, compared to Evil, show the difference in.
And here you go, Kieran.
Oh, okay, let's go.
Lovely stuff.
The light.
Perfectly timed on my screen as the Red Bulls already side by side. I'm on board with Colin in behind, and Evil will take that comfortably. And I'm just having a look behind to see if there's any incidents. I think we maybe have a spinner or someone who's lost positions. That is Entity.
I think I saw Alpha Romeo going to the gravel at turn 1.
Yeah, and Entity seriously losing out at the moment. Oh, and he spins as well. You spin me right round, baby, right round. It's Entity. Carry on. Evil, very, very impressive start. Maga actually very close in behind Colin here, but Colin, as I said to you in qualifying, I think he bides his time. He's very patient. He knows it's on the race pace, and he's doing it again. Backer in chat saying, entity mode of fame with the big eyes. Yeah, absolutely. And Colin now pulling away from Maga a little bit in that final sector, trying to get towards Andrew, but actually Maggott takes those last two corners beautifully and he's right in the back. Will he use up his ERS, try and get something done early doors here? And if you're looking at the telemetry at all, Kieran, tonight, we've had the wonderful, the amazing, the incredible Smith, who's won a race and finished on a podium, upper division this season, and our chief telemetry man, saying if you see Davy's telemetry not coming through, he has damage as 9 player. That's what he's under tonight. So Davy, we are led to believe, has a bit of damage at the moment.
I can check that. Yes, I do see 9 player front wing left has damage, as well as Dragos as well also has wing damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the moment, I'm not might have to take a few attempts at doing this. It's not Colin checking out, it's Evil at the moment. And Evil Master, very, very impressive so far. I've raced against him before, way too quick for me. He sets a fastest lap. I have got my fingers crossed for Evil Master tonight. I've got to be honest, he shows such good pace. I'd like to see him really, really exercise that across a race rather than just have a few good laps and have a moment. But Colin now getting very, very interested in interrupting this Red Bull 1-2 as Andrew goes really wide and Colin's going to go round the outside into the hairpin. Andrew's going to force him out wide. Colin takes the curb and it's going to be a drag race up to the corner. But Andrew, really, really good exit there. And he's doing his teammate a bit of favours. But Andrew looking like he's struggling a little bit at the moment with Grip running wide at the corner there as well. And Colin is going to have to bide his time a little bit longer through the chicane. There's no overtaking opportunity here and he's going to have to wait till the straight. At least DRS will be enabled this lap. But Evil Master now 1.5 seconds ahead. And just seeing
I don't think Becca's liking this. I don't think Becca can watch anymore.
Yeah. Becca saying DRS will help Colin now. Evil Master setting another fastest lap. He's absolutely flying at the moment. We have got a bit of there's a little bit of a train. Maggot's still right on the back of this. And it's going to get very dicey. Colin goes to the inside, forces the Red Bull out wide. And Colin is through. And Maggot might have a look at that now. The Red Bull a little bit compromised on the exit there. He dives to the outside. Andrew covers it off. And yeah, I think they'll all remain in position. That allows Volcano back into the race. But I'm just looking, Davey behind this. These guys are really breaking out at the front. 3.5 seconds to David. There's a spin at the back, I believe. I'm not sure. I think that
was Husuk and Cosmo.
And it might be Sinful down as well. I can see Sinful's dropped down a few positions there. But Evil, 2 seconds clear now. And this is it. I think we've got a few races here. We've got Colin and Evil, which will naturally form over the race for P1. And then I think we've got Andrew, Maggot and Volcano who are going to do battle over the final podium position, barring anything happening. And then Davey, Glassy, Higgsy, Smotler, all very close. And then Quinn backwards. There seems to be a lot more gaps there. But we'll try and see what battles we've got on track. Sorry about skipping through, chat. But I have a feeling the next driver we might see passing, actually no, Glassy very close behind Davey. We'll go on board with the McLarens for a second. Spritzy saying, good luck to C_Osmo. Let's hope he doesn't C_crash, underscore rash. Absolutely. If Cosmo had a superpower, I would hazard a guess it might be crashing. He's retired from the session, as I say that. Absolutely perfect timing. Nice to see you, Spritzy. You've done your job for the evening. I hope you're enjoying your gin and tonic. Glassy just dropping back a bit back a saying.
No, Andrew spun.
And Andrew has spun. He has. On the exit off the chicane, and he's going to be passed by the two McLarens now. And a disaster for Andrew. And maybe he will have a little think about his strategy coming up. I hope we see a gamble. I really do. I've just realised I've not been showing any of the stream, any information. But there's the tyres as Andrew spins again. Starting from second place, and it is turning out to be a disaster at the moment. Entity will go past, and then Sinful also. So Andrew now in dead last. Evil and Colin, gap still remaining. Maggot dropping back from that, as you can imagine, not being helped by DRS. Volcano very, very close now. And wow, it's been very fast-paced so far here, Kieran.
Yeah, I just remembered we have that battle data on the telemetry. So we could use it on Colin and Evil. Also, I think I saw on the weather somewhere that there was rain incoming in about 30 minutes.
I would say I'd have a look, but you know me, I won't find my way around that. Oh, I do see that. 25% in minutes. Spritzy saying it's my F_alt. Absolutely. Cosmo, the first to fall foul of the Emilia-Romagna circuit in Imola. I can tell you something here, Kieran, because I've learned to use telemetry for about 2 seconds of my life. Both Colin and Evil Master already on 2 warnings. That's 1 more warning, and they will receive a 3-second time penalty. So they are pushing limits right now.
Well, I did say this would happen at the beginning of the stream, that we could see lots of track limits. I know I had a penalty for track limits as well.
Yeah, I think I got seriously misunderstood last night when reserving in your race. Zabiekra, I think, has had a spin. Yeah, he has, and he's lost his front wing as a result, so he's going to have to pit. Yeah, I was misunderstood about the penalties. I thought if you ran wide, it was a minus 3 seconds, so I'd catch up you guys. So I was trying to collect them. Clearly, I misunderstood the rules. I think even if I collected 25 seconds, I still would have remained the same position as Maggot, actually, behind Colin here, as they go chasing after Evil Master. Sets the fastest lap, and he is sticking with Colin right now. I'd love to see it, an Aston Martin driver. I'd love to see the McLarens down in 5th and 6th. Don't know who would drive for McLaren.
I'm sure the greatest drivers do.
Maybe if you were driver of the week, the most recent driver of the week.
Driver of the week.
Yes, exactly. It runs in your family. I've still never been nominated. Feel free to put in a nomination for a really subpar display. The name is RPM Jones _58. As Higgsy has had a spin, and that is the McLaren drivers I know well. I'm joking, Kieran. That's such a shame for Higgsy. He's been Mr. Consistent this season. He had enough of a gap, though. He's got to be very, very careful on those tyres now, because he started on the hards, and he's put a heat cycle through them. But he still manages to get going again in 9th. He loses out of position to Quinn, who's had a very, very impressive start, up from 16th. He's up 8 positions into 8th, and doing very well for the Mercedes team there, the only driver representing tonight. I wouldn't count Higgsy out just yet. That's a very unusual mistake from Higgsy, isn't it, really, Kieran? He's been Mr. Consistent all season.
Yeah, I know he hasn't really done much practice, but apparently from recent results, not doing any practice is a good thing. But IMOLA is a bit of a difficult track, and I'm surprised we haven't seen more cars go off at the second chicane, because it's very easy to go off there.
Yeah, and that's something I really struggled with last night, is actually where to attack that chicane. Probably everyone listening to this is going, you idiot. I couldn't figure it out. I lost half a second in that corner to everyone in both races this week. I'm just on board with Glassy at the moment. Davey now 9 seconds behind the top four. It's a real breakaway. It feels like the Tour de France at the moment from those guys. But kind of on board with the peloton here. Glassy in really close behind Davey, and kind of as I suspected, Glassy, nice race pace. Maybe not quite enough for the top guys, but he'll be looking for a move on Davey here into the first corner.
I think he'll be waiting for either an overtake or for his internet to disconnect.
I'm not even going to bother reading Inorganic's comment out there. I've replied to him in the chat. Absolutely not, Mr. Inorganic. Seriously underwhelming. And that's just talking about my driving. If anyone's wondering, I'm not saying his comment's underwhelming. I wouldn't be that harsh. As Glassy still right on the back, and Davey getting out of shape. Glassy's going to have an opportunity up the outside here. He'll send it round the outside. And I'm just going to enable a bit more telemetry here, and he looks like he's got that done round the outside, so Davey has to yield, and Glassy is finally through. They are on the alternate strategy at the moment, which might figure into it a little bit, you'd say, with Volcano and Maggot, but probably not enough. They're 10 seconds down at the moment. Evil Master and Colin obviously have this covered off, also on hard tyres at the moment. And Glassy actually getting a little bit out of shape in the chicane, and Davey's going to have a run of DRS down the straight. Maggot's still holding on very impressively to Colin. He's actually gaining. I might just quickly switch on to that, because Maggot might be making a move here. He sends it up the inside, and Colin is going to have to yield on this one. Can Maggot keep it all within track limits? Colin's going to have the exit, and Colin now having to move out. Yeah, it got very, very close. And Davey also got back past Glassy in that DRS zone, but Maggot up to second. Not all going Colin's way at the moment, but never count this man out.
Look, Maggot is on medium, so he'll have to stop before Colin.
That's very true. Very true. Can he make that undercut work? That's the question. I don't know how. I was that far away from everyone yesterday. I have no idea how the pit stops were working. I don't know, for you, was the undercut powerful, Kieran?
Well, I was kind of battling Smith, so I know I did. I think I was going to try and undercut Stebo, but because Smith was in my way, when he pit, he came out ahead of me.
Yeah, no, I do believe you encountered another Aston Martin who was going very slowly.
Yeah.
That might be me. And Glassy, Davey, this must be about round 4 or 5 right now. He's not got a pace at the moment. He'll sit in there. Davey runs a bit wide. Glassy's going to have a very nice bit of overspeed going towards the chicane, but it's going to be a little bit too late. He might have a look out into the hairpin. Davey keeps that all very, very nice through that. He made a mistake lap before, and Glassy's probably going to have to sit behind and wait for the main straight again. I mean, that's the nature of this track, isn't it? If you make a mistake, you lose out huge. Otherwise, if you're consistent, the overtaking opportunities are so limited.
I think turn 1's the only good overtaken, but
And
Maggot's gone off.
Maggot's gone off, and that's more reminiscent of a first division Aston Martin driver, mentioning no names. And yeah, so Maggot, that frees Colin up, but Evil Master does seem to have Colin covered at the moment. But maybe we'll see that change when the tyre profiles change. Glassy now very, very close in behind Davey. Compromises exit, getting a little bit too close, but DRS wide open now, and he should have the run. He's burning that ERS. He's going to send it down the inside here, and Glassy's going to get this done by the corner. Now, can he make the stick throughout the lap? He's already been re-overtaken by Davey once. I'll go on board with Davey. But I think, from what I've been watching, maybe Glassy's got those tyres a little bit more in check than Davey.
They are both on the hard, so they'll hit at similar time, similar lap than each other.
Yeah, and I'm just actually trying to, if I've gone quiet, it's because I've not got as a younger brain as you, Kieran. I'm trying to have a look at the Davey and Glassy battle predictor. And I've got it horribly wrong so far. I'm still looking at Evil Master and Colin. I just don't have the intelligence to do it, Kieran.
Guess I'll have to.
Weatherman and telemetry man. We'll be back after this break. As Maggot does pit, and he's probably Smith actually. He saved my life there. He's made me not look so stupid. Davey won't work because he's got no telemetry. Thank you, Smith. Davey. Everyone else was thinking, God, what an idiot this guy is. I mean, I probably still would have struggled for people that have their telemetry. But at the moment, Glassy still heading out in front of Davey. And Evil Master actually out in front, extending the gap on Colin.
I'll use my battle predictors, Colin and Evil. Well, I think for Evil, I'll have to go on Backer. That works, because there's no Evil. You know, that does work. So if you want to see what Colin and Evil, you have to go on Colin and Backer. Which we know would never happen.
Backer would feel so lucky. It's Davey and Glassy at the moment providing all the entertainment. Volcano pitting now, so we'll see how that turns out. So keep an eye on Volcano, chat. He is pitting now from the mediums onto the hards. Can he find some time? But we do also think we might have a potential bit of rain coming. Glassy trying to break the toe. He does a little bit, but I fear that might be in vain. Davey's coming, but he's not got enough pace, so Glassy will maintain that position. And these guys really giving us some entertainment at the moment as the gaps start to expand. And yeah, changes of position at the moment, as you can see on the leaderboard on your left, as people starting to pick. Quinn putting on the hard tyres, Huss putting on the hard tyres. They are hoping that there's no rain. Dragos also put on the hard tyres recently. Volcano 2. They are hoping that there's going to be no rain, because otherwise that will scupper their plans. Any of the hard runners at the start, they can take these tyres to the rain. You know what I'd love to see right now? A gamble.
Oh, going to Inters now.
Yeah, before there's been a drop of rain.
On telemetry, there's rain in 15 minutes. They'll have to hold them Inters out for 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
Is that how long?
Is it something you would do? Would you pit 15 minutes till the rain?
I mean, I'd take the risk on the dry tyres and still be rubbish. I like to watch this is why I like commentating. I like to watch the good drivers to see what they can do. Spritzy's actually said, has Colin got damaged? I don't know if you can check this, Kieran. I'm absolutely useless with the telemetry.
I do not see any Colin damage.
He is catching though. Yeah, so no Colin damage. Maybe he's just biding his time. But I think Evil Master also does have really good pace at the moment. As you can see, they've dropped Glassy, who over the last 2 seasons has been super impressive. He's 18 seconds behind at the moment. That just tells you how quick those front two are. Davey still keeping valiantly with Glassy at the moment. They're in a bit of a DRS train of their own, and then you've got Sminotla and Higgsy 3 and 5 seconds behind as the rest of the field starting to get a bit spread, but there is a little bit of pit stops playing into hand now.
And for the cars on hards, if they are going to go to the rain, you've seen Colin's tyre wear, his rear right tyre is up to like 51% by now.
And what we got Evil Master at?
Evil. Oh, my thing's gone off. I've seemed to lost my telemetry.
And I see Spritzy saying in chat, saying, Jones, didn't you used to beat Evil Master in RLHC6? I did beat him. I believe he was drunk, blinded, was only allowed to drive with one hand and 1 foot as well.
There we go.
It's true, but it's also a myth, because there's no way I could beat Evil Master. He's bloody quick. But Colin is trying to beat Evil Master, just 1.2 seconds behind. They both pitting now. So they're matching each other. And Colin picks up a 5-second penalty. Yeah, and he won't be able to serve that in this pit stop. So Colin has to now push. There's no more playing games. He has to go for it.
I did manage to get the tyre wear up for Evil. Before he pit, it was much higher than Colin's. It was like, there was all above 50% when Colin had like 150%, 138%. And Glassy also stayed in the pit lane. Rain in 10 minutes.
And I tell you what's the problem now for these guys. They've just come out. So obviously we've got the rain potentially coming, but also they've come out behind Sminotla, behind Davey. So will we start to see traffic play a part?
Probably. It's very difficult to overtake, especially where Evil and Sminotla, where they are now. Evil can, probably hope that Sminotla makes a mistake. Davey's got a 3-second time penalty, but Evil will be hoping that Sminotla makes a mistake on the exit and then he can get past, or they'll just need to hope that he can get to the DRS zone as quickly as possible. As Colin's now within a second. Evil gets past Sminotla.
Yeah, and it's really starting to get a bit exciting out here in front.
Colin's got DRS now.
But Colin needs to... Oh, wait, Evil's got a penalty. Have I missed something entirely here? 3 seconds. So Colin needs to pass Evil and get 2 seconds at the moment to take the win.
That's going to be... I think that'd be quite difficult, seeing as I think he only caught up because of Sminotla ahead of him. But Evil will have to do some defending now.
But don't forget, Colin's on 2 warnings here, as Smith rightly says in chat. So he can't afford to put a foot wrong at the moment. And obviously, as they go wheel to wheel, that becomes much more increasingly possible. And Colin, as Bono would say to Lewis Hamilton, it's hammer time for him, because he's got to get that gap. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1.
I think that was Andrew.
Yeah, and Andrew, again, another great qualifying, not quite gone his way tonight. Spritzy saying Evil would bin it. Spritzy, as we discussed many times on commentary together, I just feel like this is a new Evil Master. he's a teenager now. He's mature. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to win a race, and I've got all full faith in him. He's in Backer's car, which has displayed a lot of immaturity over the years. But I am backing Evil Master here. He's going very, very well at the moment. But Colin looking super aggressive, feeling his way into the race as Glassy sets the fastest lap. And Glassy saying, I like these medium tyres very, very much. But has also picked up a penalty in the pit lane, 5 seconds. And he will be battling with Davey to the end. It's at 1.8 seconds, the gap to Davey at the moment. As Glassy gets past Sinful, we see a car over on the left-hand side. I don't know who that was. That might have been a
Giraffe.
Williams. And it is Giraffe there.
Yeah, it's been lapped now.
And I know Spritzy's loving this one. He never thought he'd see the day that Jones was supporting Evil Master. But Evil Master going very well. But Colin valiantly with him. And they've absolutely dropped everyone now. 10 seconds ahead of Higgsy, Mr. Consistent, in 3rd place. I'm going to take the penalties off there. Higgsy now 19 lap old hard tyres. Is he going to try and take them to the rain, or if not, he'll go to the softs? He's under pressure from Volcano at the moment, and Maggot in behind.
Rain in 5 minutes. So
Yeah, so Higgsy's really trying to elongate this one. Maggot picks up another penalty. He's got, I believe. Yeah, well, no, it's his first penalty. Pardon me, 3 seconds. Higgsy's trying to draw this out to the rain because he will just regain track position. Andrew sets now the fastest lap, 1:18.1. Andrew down in 11th position after having a spin early doors. And we'll get back on board with Evil Master and Colin really, really pushing for this P1. That's something I don't ever say to myself. I usually say I'm really pushing for P17. But here goes Colin. He'll have DRS again, but he's going to be too far back again, I fear. And Evil Master just managing this race perfectly at the moment. He's got 2 seconds in the bank with the penalties. He's not draining ERS. Colin is at the moment.
And talking about Higgsy going to the rain, his tyres are up to 65% now.
Yeah, and Higgsy's really wanting this rain to come down quick, and I like what I'm seeing. That's a gamble, but it's just we haven't seen it come up yet. We've got an Aston Martin, I believe, off
Maggot.
in the first sector, and is that Maggot? Yeah, Maggot. So unfortunately, the Aston Martin taking too many racing tips from me at the moment, going off at every single corner possible.
Using your influence.
And Smith saying, we like a good gamble. Yes, we do, Smith. And
Right.
Higgsy is that man.
If you want to make good gambles, bet RPM is the place to go.
Absolutely, Kieran, you've got it. Obviously, you have to be over 18 years of age. We run it very, very responsibly. Smith saying, Sinful on the long strat too. I've actually missed that. Yeah, Sinful in 8th position, 21 laps on those tyres. And yeah, both of them hoping for this rain to start coming down. Colin now very, very close on the back of Evil Master, but nothing doing again.
Both Aston Martins have went off at turn 1 now.
That sounds about right. I can see them there. And I gotta say, like Smith said, Colin seems to really gain through the first sector, and then Evil Master seems to have the better of him at sector 2 and 3. But I noticed him through the chicane last lap. Evil Master seemed absolutely committed through there on the limit, and it's a real battle we've got on our hands here. And Backer said this a few times in chat. I know Colin will be loving this. Colin's wanted someone up there. No, this is the thing. Colin's wanted someone up there to battle with him. He'll want to win, no doubt. Everyone wants to win. but I know Collins wanted someone up there to give him a real battle. And Evil Master at the moment is doing just that.
I think what I was meant to say was I don't think Backer's enjoying this.
Oh no, well, yeah, no. Becker's been completely upstage at the moment. I hate to say it. We all love you, Supreme Leader, but yeah, Evil Master's put you to shame tonight. And he remains ahead at the moment.
Yeah, I think the last time we had a car ahead of Colin was Davey in Austria, but he didn't take the win because Davey had penalties.
Yeah, exactly that. And I've got Natalie Smitten on the Sky pad back in the paddock here, saying that Evil Master's tyre wear is much higher than Collins at the moment. So it could become very, very interesting in the last few laps. And as you can see, Evil Master, again, like Smith said, perfectly got that sector 2, sector 3 nailed. And Colin does lose a little bit. But clearly, by doing so, he's putting a lot of wear through the tyres. And it is a real, real battle for the win we got tonight. Because Colin, don't forget, at this point in time, barring any penalties, barring any mistakes, he needs to get past Evil Master. And he needs to clear him by 2 seconds. And Backer saying, big sector for Evil, that second one. Absolutely, Evil Master really nailing that one. And I don't think Colin has DRS as a result. He does not. And absolutely true. But Backer, you need to come back on commentary. What great commentary you're doing from your armchair there. And I'm just going to switch away from this battle for 2 seconds. I apologise. Chat, if you want me to get back onto it, say so quickly. But Davey and Glassy, as Higgsy pits now, and he will probably put on the soft tyres. So he's going to be rapid at the end, but he's going to be probably too far back. Davey and Glassy, sorry. And they're going at it again. It's about round 5 or 6 for these guys now. And Davey getting the better exit there. It's going to be very close to the chicane. Glassy covering it off. But what can Davey do into the hairpin? He's going to have to sit tight. And there's going to be another lap to wait.
Elementary says rain will be coming soon.
And that would be really interesting. Because if you're on softs now, and it comes down, it's in between intermediates and dry tyres. What a soft you have the grip, especially if you're on fresh softs. If you're on old hards like Volcano up in third, that's not going to feel nice.
Yes, so I think Higgsy and Sinful going on to the softs. I think that is a huge risk.
Yeah, it's a risk, but it could well pay dividends if the rain comes down. In Organic saying Higgsy gamble, love it. We absolutely do love it. And lap before this, is Glassy going to hold him off again? And Glassy is going to hold him off again. I had Smitten back and saying in chat, unbelievable defence from Glassy, and absolutely right, parking his car in the right place. It's the kind of things we see from Luke week in, week out. But it looks like Davey having really getting to feel these mediums a bit more than Glassy at the moment. Will stay on board for the rest of the lap, but we might have to switch back to the battle out front fairly soon. Because Colin now within DRS range of Evil Master. And I'm just going to switch over to that now. He's going to be too far back, so I'll switch back quickly to this battle because this might be the one where we see an overtake. Davey just half a second behind Glassy going into the final couple of corners. Glassy, actually, I've just noticed, Kieran, Glassy's got 2 seconds of penalties, so he needs to drop Davey. Glassy has got 8 seconds of penalties, and he's now desperate to drop Davey. I hate to say it, but he'll be hoping for some Davey disconnection issues. But Davey's internet seems to be working fine, and he's putting pressure on the McLaren driver right up to the last 5 laps here.
and I think the rain is starting to decrease, so I think maybe going on to the softs was the right choice.
And we'll have a look at those drivers on the soft at the moment. Just a pair of them, Higgsy and Sinful. Higgsy's got 8.5 seconds to make up to Quinn there. And we'll keep an eye on that gap. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2 that appears to be, unfortunately for me, an Aston Martin.
Is that Zab?
I think it may well be, yeah. On the 18 lap Old Hearts. But Colin is right on the back of Evil Master now. This is kicking off up front.
Yeah, I think, and there's not a rain going to be in the race. I think it's really down to these final few laps.
Yeah, and it absolutely is. But Colin, as I've said many a time now, he needs to gap Evil Master 2 seconds. Brian saying, I want an evil bottle job. This is a new, mature Evil Master. He's inherited the seat from the most immature driver in RPM. I don't see it happening. I think Evil Master might have this.
Colin's gone really close to Evil at the final chicane, so we might see Colin get past. But all Evil's got.
Yeah, he is definitely much closer this lap.
Evil got a better exit, so Colin again seems to be too far behind.
And Smith saying, yeah, I think if even Colin gets him, Evil Master seems to have the pace to stick with him, and I think that's true. But you never know on penalties. I'll have a quick check on the telemetry, see if we've got anything else. And Evil has not received any further warnings, so he's got track limits to play with. Colin does not at this point. As Glassy and Davey doing battle again, and Maggot getting very... Is that Maggot? No, Maggot's further behind. It's actually Zabiaka who's following in behind him. As Zabiaka crashes into the wall, and maybe we'll get a safety car.
Oh, is that virtual?
It's definite. It's a safety car.
It's a safety car. Trivia time!
It is trivia time, Mr. Kieran. Just a quick update before we sink our teeth into the trivia. That could really affect things, because we've got, out of the top 6 drivers, 5 of them have penalties. Volcano
this might work for
does
Volcano.
not. Yeah, absolutely. So Evil and Colin, as you can probably think, actually no, Colin's going to serve his penalty here. And Colin's going to get out in second. Evil Master can't serve a penalty here. So Colin's effectively looked in with this safety car. But he's going to be behind on track position. Evil Master now needs to get 3 seconds. And he's going to have, 2 laps to do it? At most. We've got lap 30, so we've got 31 and 32, I imagine, will go racing. Not everyone's going to be allowed to catch up. Evil Master will be hoping there's some cars in between somehow, and Volcano is in between. That has worked perfectly for Evil Master. That's his only chance of keeping hold of this race win at the moment, because that safety car couldn't have been more poorly timed for him. Davey, let's have a look at the tyres here. Davey staying on the mediums, so does Sminotta, so does Andrew. Glassy, Maggot, all pit. Higgsy on 5-lap old softs will carry on. It's no qualms for him, and Higgsy, Mr. Consistently gets himself up into 7th place, and he will have a look at the older guys on medium tyres in front of him. Not older in terms of age, I mean older in terms of tyre life, just to clarify. God, I'm getting myself all over the shop here tonight, Kieran.
It's because you're drinking.
Kieran's not wrong there. I've had a couple of beers tonight. I was forced to. Yeah, drinking on the job. It's just why I don't get paid a salary. Everyone keeps saying he's a He's a bloody liability, and they're not wrong, are they, Kieran?
Mm.
No, I had a few drinks after work, before
Oh,
work,
safety
and
cars, yeah.
safety car were in this lap.
Oh, I
And
got a chance for my trivia.
well, we might have a chance as they cross the line. We had some toilet paper trivia earlier, but it's all kicking off, Kieran. It's all
I
getting
can
so bloody
sneak
exciting.
one in. Sneak one in. Um. Uh.
You're running out of time, Kieran, if you
uh,
can't find it, because I'm on board with Colin.
Toilet paper bottles were only introduced in 1890.
And what a way to start the safety car restart.
Yes.
And very well done. And Colin absolutely burning through that ERS. He is right on the back of Volcano, but he's going to have to sit in line. Evil Master now gets a better exit, but Colin straight through on Volcano, and Evil Master will not be happy about how easy that was made. And Evil
Oh,
Master now...
Spinotla.
And Spinotla, yeah, does retire from the session, so that's him out from inside the top 10. That's going to promote everyone into some decent points at the moment. Giraffe is in the pits, not sure quite what happened to the Williams there. But Colin now 1.3 seconds back, but Evil Master will be doing qualifying laps for the last few laps here. And he's absolutely flying. We know he's been good through sector 2 and sector 3. We'll have a little look what's happening behind. Davey and Andrew very close. But they haven't got the tyre grip, the guys behind. And Zabiaka saying he's got 3 seconds. Zabiaka, where have you been all night? Evil Master has 3 seconds. Colin is on the verge of 3 seconds. And the safety car has changed everything. And they are going on to the... No, not the penultimate lap. It'd be...
This is the final lap.
Yeah, the final lap. Thank you, Kieran. And just 1.2 seconds in it. We'll stay on board for this for a second, but we'll go back to Davey, who can't get the move done. And you can see there's a few cars lining up behind. Colin is going to win this on penalties if Evil Master can't find 1.8 seconds within the last few sectors. And Colin seems to have got this all in order at the moment. There is a yellow flag, but I think that's potentially a Williams.
Giraffe who hasn't even got past Notta yet.
And Colin still pushing, still pushing.
I don't think it's going to be enough.
No, it's not going to be enough. And Evil Master will feel very hard done to by that safety car, but I will go on board with Evil Master as he crosses the line for what has been a terrific race. Maturity displayed by Evil Master, I've said it all night. Amazing, amazing race, but Colin will take the win after the penalties. Volcano will cross the line somehow on those 18-lap-old hard tyres into third. Andrew recovers to fourth. Amazing. He should have joined the party too early because he didn't quite get the podium. Higgsy, Mr. Consistent, into fifth. Davey into sixth. Sinful, great drive, into seventh. Maga eighth. Quinn ninth. Glassy 10th. Dragos in 11th. We've got Huss crossing the line now in 12th. Mr. Spin Me Round himself in 13th. And we've got Giraffe, his teammate, into 14th. And yeah, I got to say, a lot of chat saying they're gutted for Evil Master tonight. I thought Evil Master for me is possibly a dead cert for one of the driver of the weeks this week. Colin also for an incredibly consistent drive, did what he had to, but Evil Master, safety car cost him dearly at the end, but it shows how important it is to keep it clean. Whew, bloody hell, Kieran. That was a tough...
Exciting.
Yeah, I know. I've lost my breath a little bit. How did you find it?
That was a lovely end to the race. I think if I... oh my god, Inorganic's correct. My prediction was right.
Have you got it bang on? Colin, Evil Master,
Colin,
and
Evil,
Volcano.
Volcano.
Oh, there we go. That's
What
why.
do I win?
That's why you're paid hundreds of pennies to commentate each week. I hope your dad's still paying your pocket money because otherwise we haven't got that covered. Um, we've got some people in the chat saying Evil's result pulled Red Bull up 3 places in the Premier standings. Great drive from him, and that's absolutely right, Smith. Unbelievable drive. Inorganic, as you said. Kieran prediction was bang on. Backer, thanks Smith for telling everyone how bad I was. Back up, no one needed telling. Quinn, why did it go in so fast, the safety car? Because it came out so late, unfortunately, Quinn. Unfortunately, that's just the way this game works. As you can see there in chat, that is your breakdown. Evil Master will get some solace. He takes the fastest lap, as well as pole position. So he will get extra points. He'll almost match Colin's points for this week. But that is a serious, serious battle now to watch for the rest of the season. Evil Master showed some consistency we haven't seen for a while from him. And for me, that makes it super, super exciting coming towards the end of the season.
Um, y- yeah, I think Evil will have a few words with Zab. I,
Yeah, he'll be devastated by that late safety car. I'll see if we can get the guys to join because who've we got in the podium here? We've got Colin, we got Evil, and we got Volcano.
my
Uh,
predictions.
yeah, yeah.
Just saying.
What did I say? Maggot, Colin, and something else I probably got horribly wrong. I'll tell you something for free, Kieran. I don't make predictions. I make prophecies that instantly go wrong. To quote Murray Walker. Right, let's. I'm just going to quickly drop a message to the guys, see if we can get a podium. And if we can, we'll have a chat to them. If we can't, then we'll have a chat.
Yay.
You sounded really like you didn't want that. And it was Volcano, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To be honest, very impressive from Volcano. Because on the old hards, he held everyone off.
Yeah, I can't remember where he qualified.
And I do believe we've had someone join the party there. I was looking at my phone.
I think that was Volcano.
Is that we got Mr. Volcano, third place on the old hard tyres. How the hell did you do that, Volcano, after that safety car?
Good evening, lads. Um, well, I watched the races of this week, and I saw Riker do the same. So I wasn't sure what the guys behind me would do. So I thought, well, it should be possible. Should be able to keep them behind me. And Davey had a 3-second penalty, and I think Glassy had like 8 seconds. And those were the two guys behind me. So I thought that should work.
Yeah, and clearly watching those races paid off well. Was it just a case of really managing your race tonight? Because Evil Master and Colin seemed to really run clear, so it was just a case of managing your gaps behind. Did the safety car make you nervous there?
Yeah, well, in the beginning I was mainly battling with Maggot, but then he made a mistake, and it was pretty close with him after the pit stop. And then I got caught up in some really good teamwork by the McLaren boys. Hicksy, I think, sacrificed his race to let Glassy catch up to me. At least that's what it felt like. And I don't know what kind of wings he was running, but there was no way I could get past him on the straight.
Yeah, and actually, it was Higgsy actually had a spin earlier on. I don't know quite I kind of lost track of it myself. I don't know how he quite managed to get back up there.
Oh,
He seems to be.
did he already make a pit stop then in the beginning?
No, he waited very long for his pit stop.
Okay.
As you saw, Kieran, he took his tyres very long.
Yeah.
But he had his spin quite early. Well, I say quite early, like halfway through the first stint, and yeah, it was a bit of a recovery drive from Higgsy. But he has been. I think he's one to watch out for in the Premier Division this season because he just seems to, even when it goes wrong, get a result this season.
Yeah, he's been really solid and has good pace. And yeah, so I had to find a way to get past him, and as soon as I did, then he went into the pits. So I think that was a bit of trying to hold me up to let the Glassy catch up.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that was good work. And then yeah, then I had the gap and was cruising to the finish until the safety car. Wasn't too happy with it.
Yeah, I mean that safety car really threw the
Yeah,
cat amongst the
yeah, but
pigeons.
yeah, the thing is that it was so late that if you would make a pit stop, it would be very hard to catch up again. Uh, so that's one of the reasons why thought I stayed out.
I was going to say to you, how did you? Two questions for me to end it for you. How did you find Imola, and are you nervous or excited about the sprint race next week at Silverstone?
Um, First of all, I really like Imola. I think it's a very difficult track. I really had a struggle this week in practicing for it. Um, it's yeah, just a case of doing a lot of laps, I guess, to become solid. Next week, I have absolutely no feelings about that at all, Mr. Jones, because I am on holiday. So
I'm gutted to, absolutely gutted to hear that. I hope you're at least having a nice holiday. Would you at least tell myself in the chat the lovely destination you would be heading to?
I can disclose it here. It's Turkey, the Turkish Riviera.
Oh, absolutely lovely. So you should be
Yeah,
having some very nice weather over there then.
yeah. The predictions are looking good. And,
Much better than we
yeah.
had in London today. People would be surprised to hear that because I know there's about 30 people in the chat thinking we were in Imola in the commentary box. Funny thing about Imola is it's also based online. Um, thank you very much, though, Volcano, and
Yeah,
great race tonight. And
congratulations,
yeah, great podium.
congratulations to Colin and Evil, and thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much, Volcano. Thanks for joining. And we'll go to our second place driver next. That is Evil Master. Evil Master, long time
Hello.
no speak. Amazing race. A lot of people rooting for you in chat today. How gutted were you about that late safety car?
Not really, not really, to be honest. Uh, I had a feeling something like that would happen, so I was prepared. I was prepared. I was just managing, and that came out. And obviously, I boxed for softs to try and get the gap on third place, so I didn't lose out on second place as well.
Yeah, and I was, Kieran and me both were super impressed. Like we've seen your one lap pace, we've seen you countless times in Premier Division put in some really good pace, and then either make a mistake or something happens. What's different tonight? How did you approach that race? You seemed super consistent, super, just really mentally focused and in line. Like how different was that approach tonight?
Well, first 5 laps, I was just trying to find how the grip was, and then straight after that, I was just managing the pace so that there'll be no mistakes at all. And yeah, I actually did practice this time, so that's the difference.
Yeah, and I know me and Kieran were saying we're super excited to see potentially this battle raging on in the future. Now that pole lap I saw, and I don't know if this was correct because I was watching my screen, and you never know when you're watching it on comms because it can always be behind. But I saw it looked like you were only 1/10 up. Did you really make that much time up in the final sector to take pole?
Yeah, I made a huge mistake that cost me 6 tenths in the last sector. So yeah, the time was there.
Yeah, an absolutely great race. I know there's a lot of people in chat who were gutted for you because you drove pretty much the perfect race, bar one track warning, and obviously the safety car made you pay for that. But Evil Master, we are all looking forward to seeing you take the battle to Colin in the latter stages of the season. And thank you very much for joining.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, cheers, Evil Master. And we'll skip to Colin now. Mr. Colin.
Hello.
You looked like a prime RPM Jones there,
That was
barring all the
awful.
spins.
I'd had 2 warnings after 3 laps, so
We saw
that
that. We
was
saw that
horrible.
very early. I've got a just quick shout out to Smith once again. Amazing telemetry because we were straight on that. We're like, oh my god, Collins had 2 warnings.
Yeah, after 3 laps, so the rest of the race, I was trying to juggle between push him to catch him back up to get in the DRS, but then I seen he got the 3 seconds, so I was like, well, I'm only 2 seconds behind, I can just sit here, but I wanted to beat him on track, but then I got that stupid pit lane penalty.
I was about to ask you about that. Was that just a pure lapse in concentration?
No, I've been screwed over by this game so many times by not checking what tyres they're going to send me out on. I can tell them to put softs on and I get sent out on intermediate. So my new habit is to double check the tyres as I'm driving in, and I just completely missed my braking point.
I know the feeling, but I do it way slower in every situation. And even if they put me on intermediates, I'd be as quick as I am on softs. I mean, you take the win tonight, but Backer was saying in chat a lot, you would be loving that fight with Evil Master, and I'm sure you did. How did you find that? Because it was a bit from what we were watching, it seemed to ebb and flow a bit. Like you were coming at him some laps, and then he was picking up the pace. Like, how did you find that battle? Did you really
I
enjoy it?
I did, yes. I just kind of wish I'd put a little bit more practice in so I could have properly pushed them. Because the old Evil that we know, if you push him hard enough, he'll spin. So, but he done well there.
Yeah, this is the fighting talk we love to hear coming down to the final stretch of the season. Obviously, you're clear in the championship, but Evil Master took pole position and the fastest lap, which means I do believe he finishes just 2 points behind you tonight. But that's going to be an exciting one to watch for the rest of the season. Now, I asked Volcano this question. Silverstone, sprint. Excited, nervous. I know what you're going to say on strategy to me, but
Hard tires.
but you're going to just be patient, get yourself in
You
a
have,
position for the sprint race, and then go
you
for it in the
have to
Grand
be.
Prix.
You can't. The one thing everybody's still learning the snow line, and a few have a go heroes. You just have to be patient. I won't push it the first few laps. I'll see where people are strong, weak, and then work out my overtakes from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And me and Kieran, we're fully tuned in for next session. I believe Evil Master will probably be starting from the front as a late
Yeah, which
driver.
is that I ain't gonna catch that up. That'll be Evil's race.
So you've got to stay patient, but it's all very exciting. And Colin, we like to see you pressed for that win, and it was tonight, and it was an
I'm not
interesting safety
denying
car at the end.
I got lucky there, but I also had to manage my own race. Like I say, I had 2 warnings. I couldn't push too much, especially after I seen him getting the penalty. Yes, I got lucky at the end with the safety car, but honestly, I've been screwed over so many times with safety cars that I'm actually going to take that one.
Well, as I will wrap it up there, though, Colin, with that comment. Don't get so rusty this week.
Uh,
For those who know, they know. Thank you, everyone who came to watch. Congratulations to Volcano, Colin, and Evil Master on some brilliant, brilliant drives. We can't wait to watch the rest of it unfold, as I said, at the sprint race next week. For Premier Division, we'll be back Thursday at Silverstone, but RPM will be back on Tuesday, and you'll see the big man himself, RPM Jones, crash out on the first lap of both races Tuesday night. Tune in at 7:45.